Welcome everyone, today I have a new guide for Diablo 4. And in this video, I want to make an updated version of the Excel guide we use to farm for Uber Uniques. And if you haven't seen the previous video, that's okay, because in this video I have made expansions and also more easy tools for you guys. So what is one of the tools I made for you is that I want to help you to find new Uber Uniques. Because if you look into my inventory, I have found 7 different Uber Uniques, but there are 2 duplicates. So what are the ways for you to reduce the number of duplicates and also get different Uber Uniques like the Shackle and also the Grandfather over here? We'll talk about it in this video. Now as a small demonstration, here's one of the examples. Let's say if on the Necromancer or Barbarians I can find 4 Uber Uniques, but on the Rogue I can only find 3, and maybe on the Sorceress or Druid I can only find 2. This particular Excel will help you to see how many new runs you need to find a new Uber Unique. And let's say if I change this one to 3, you can start to compare the numbers, and this will allow you to have a rough idea of how many runs it will take you on different characters, different class to find a new Uber Unique for your account. And this can be extremely helpful. For example, if everything's set to 3, you can see that you want to go with Rogue or Sorceress, right? But if all of a sudden you can find 4 different Uber Uniques on the Necromancer or Barbarian, you could be saving 12 runs for your next new, not repeatable Uber Uniques. So you want to avoid duplicates like those, but you want to get new ones like those. Now before we dive into the Excel guide, I want to share you something interesting. So if you have a look what I did just there, this is not on the seasonal account, this is on the internal account. This is a trick that was shared to me by a friend. I'm currently salvaging 3 of the Uber Unique items I do not have, and notice that this unlocks the transmog in the wardrobe for me for those items. And over here you can see upon transmogging those items, my Barbarians now have Doombringer and also now have the Shackle Hat look, even though I don't have those items on my seasonal account. But there's a mix over here. So what my friend is saying is, it is that him and his friend has tried this method, so they salvaged the internal account. So this is not the seasonal, they salvaged the items they had from the internal account to allow for transmog, and then they transmog those items, so technically they have those items, I don't know, and then in the seasonal they were getting Uber Uniques they wanted by doing this way. They were getting Grandfathers, they were getting the Shackle, they were getting the things they wanted under 50 runs, and I was like really surprised. So I tried this method myself, and guess what? Within 50 runs, I was able to get a Shackle, and it was really rare to get the Harlequin's Crest at the start, and you can see on the message. And I even show you guys the recording, so this is why I did the salvaging. This is why I had the first look, and within next 30 to 40 runs, I was able to get the Shackle. Now, I'm not saying this is the tester method, guys, but I thought it's fun and I thought I'd share with you guys because we talk about Uber Unique rates. This is not scientific, but if they work for you guys, let me know in the comments below. I'll be excited to know, because for my friends, they got 2 Uber Uniques this way under the 50 rounds of tutorial. Okay, now coming back to the main topic ahead, I was quite excited that I got the Shackle, so I wanted to share you guys the silly method we had to try to get items. We tried everything, trust me, we really tried everything. So something that works and something that is scientific. As you guys know, different classes will have different drop rate for different items simply because their class number of availability of unique items. Necromancers and the Barbarians can get Grandfather, while other classes cannot. Sorcerers and also Druid can get the Spear of Lysander, while the Rogue only gets Doombringer compared to the other ones, but the Rogue have a really good chance of getting Doombringer. So knowing that, I have made a video previously, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It explained some crucial ideas which I try to avoid doing this repetitively again. But in that previous video, I wanted to make something more dynamic. Because back then I was saying, okay, so if you got 1 Uber Unique, what is the class you can look for to get another Uber Unique for the highest rate? And by doing the previous method, I was able to save 8 runs out of 50 runs to stop getting duplicates. So the goal is that we know the drop rate for Uber Unique is about 2%. The goal for players is after getting 1 Uber Unique, which class should you play to stop getting duplicates, but rather to start getting items you wanted. And follow from that logic, I tried to make a few extensions. I was thinking, hey, what if you have 2 Uber Uniques now? What is a good class you should play to avoid getting duplicates of those 2 items? So here I have written some combination for you guys. And just briefly going through that, if you have Doombringer and also Grandfather, you should be playing on the sources and also on the Druid for everything else with a boosted rate, for higher chance of not getting duplicates. Similarly, if you have Shackle, Android's Vestige, the Melted Out Syndrome or Starless, you should be playing on Barbarians or Necros to avoid getting more duplicates. And those are some of the examples I have over here. You can have a look. And I keep thinking, how do I make this guide better for you guys? Because at the moment, we're only combining, okay, this is the time you got your first Uber Unique, and this is when you get your second Uber Unique with different combinations. But I want to make things more complex and also more dynamic for you guys. And this is when I eventually come over to this part of the calculation, and let me go through this with you guys. So coming over to the most important part, yes, I saved the best to last. So this dynamic calculator will allow me to see how many runs that is needed for a new Uber Unique. So what that means is, let's say if I have been playing, so let me use myself as an example over here. So right when I started the game in Season 3, I was, let me see where my Uber Uniques are, actually I wrote them. So I'll take them down and use them as an example. So right when I started the game, I was able to get the first one, the Ring of the Starless. And after getting this ring, what I should be doing is, I should come over here to the calculator. Now we know there's 6 total Uber Uniques available for Necro and Bub, and also 5 Uber Uniques available for Rogue and also Druid and Sources. I was having a little typo over here and that was later fixed, so be aware because I added this part in. So knowing that once I find one ring on the class, all the class will get reduced by 1 because they no longer need to find the ring on the class. But you can see as the number of available new Uber Uniques get reduced, it is still better to play on the Necro and Bub because they have 5 available new Uber Uniques for you to find. And upon finding another common Uber Unique, this will get reduced even further. The next item I was able to find was a Grandfather, and this only reduced the rate for Necro and Bub. So Rogue and everybody else don't have the Grandfather. And knowing this, my next class I should be playing was Rogue, because this gives me more chance of Doombringer, this gives me more chance for the Harlequin's Quest. So over here, you can see a seasonal rogue that is already level 31 by farming Doriel. So let me go back to my Bub account and I'll keep going through the example with you guys. So keep going with my example. I was able to find the Andreas Vestige and also Melted Out of Syndrome. And right now at this stage, I have found 2 duplicates and I'm looking for the Shackle and also the Doombringer. So let me fast forward the example a little bit. So what happens when I have 4 of those Uber Uniques? So knowing that there's 2 available items with Necromancer and Barbarians, which can be the Doombringer and also the Harlequin's Quest, there's only 2 new Uber Unique from those class. And similarly for Rogue, there's only actually 2 new items from this class as well, because I'm looking for the Doombringer and also the Harlequin's Quest on the Rogue. And finally, I can look for 2 items on the Sources and Druid, simply because the availability of item will be the Harlequin's Quest and also the Spear of Lysander. You do want to keep a track of which class drops what item. And what I do is, on this next sheet, if you want to remind yourself, you can see what class drops what item over here, in case you guys are wondering. So there's 5 available Uber Uniques on the Rogue and also on the Sources. There's 6 available Uber Uniques on the Barbarian and also on the Necromancer. Previously I had a little typo over here. So finally, what my plan to get the Shackle was, I was able to play the Rogue for higher chance of getting my Harlequin's Quest and also higher chance of getting the Doombringer. Because knowing that if I play on the Rogue, my chance of getting a new Uber Unique is 125 runs. So it's quite important for you to know the difference, and if you were to play Barbarians for the final 2 Uber Unique that I'm looking for, it will take me on average 50 more rounds to even have a chance of that. And there's even more chances of getting duplicates because of this. So the goal is to get less duplicates and also get new Uber Uniques using the guide. Now I do apologize to be a little complicated, so here's a summary. How to use this one is, you can look at the top for a single target find or multiple target to avoid duplicates. And finally, to adjust to your personal account. Have a look at how many Uber Uniques you have if you're playing on each of the class, and then look how many new Uber Uniques you can get on those classes. If you're not sure how many of those are available, come over to the next sheet over here to have a look. And finally, most important guys, I forgot to mention, is that to make adjustment to this file, you come over to File and you make a copy. Once you made a copy, this file will be editable. So before that, you can't change the files over here. But once you make a copy, you can then come over here to change this one to however it is on your account. And it's quite important to know it this way to find the best ways to get new Uber Uniques in Season 3. Now hopefully you guys enjoyed the guide. I know I went a little deeper with explaining with my examples, and it did take me some time while I was farming to make this ready for you guys. And hopefully this can help you eventually get 1 to find and 0 to find because you found everything. You can't type 0 though. So the ranges are here. So the ranges you type are gonna be, limited to 5 to 1, alright? Because if you have 0, you're not farming anymore. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and let me know what you think about this guide in the comments below. If you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.